Hey guys, and welcome back to IdleOn, and today was the new Arcane Cultist 3rd Masterclass update. So the Bubonic Conjurer now has the Masterclass, new Masterclass, and it has the Tesseract, which is very similar to the Grimoire and the Tempest feature from Deathbringer and Windwalker, respectively. And it functions much the same way, where you are basically just going through and farming mobs with reset stats, and then you're grinding out new resources to unlock new bonuses. Some of them are just bonuses simply for the Arcanist form, while some of them are to get bonuses outside of that. For example, the upgrade, the Prisma Bubble, is real. This is how you end up getting Prisma Bubbles through this class. There is a drop rate for Prisma Bubbles to get them from the mobs while you're in Arcanist form, and that number goes up the more you've collected. But what it says is that it also increases based on your current world. Thus far, I found 8, and it is just partway into day 1, so the pace thus far actually seems okay, although I'm not sure how it's going to scale, long term. Maybe it will slow down a lot. So it still does seem like there was some value in getting the ones from the treasure game that's been going on. I will say my initial impression of Tesseract is that the pacing does feel a fair bit better, especially early on, than some of the other ones like Grimoire and Tempest did. At least you don't have any of the stone BS from the Tempest thing, which was a nice shift initially, but I ended up getting super burned out from constantly grinding to re-roll the weapon upgrade stones in Tempest. Thus far, this has felt pretty fast. I mean, I do obviously have some bonuses. There was a pack which got you the Skill Shard Robe, and then there was the limited gem shop item Arcanist Crown, which also gets you extra tachyons. And if you want to boost the tachyons even more, there is an arcade shop bonus as well. Unfortunately for me, the two really good new bonuses that came in were Prisma bonuses and Arcanist tachyons, and I only had 5 points left for a super, and I put it on the Prisma bubbles because I just thought that affected more. Whereas based on my experience with the two other master classes, there came a point where I got kind of bored, and then the resource wasn't quite as important, because it's not like I'm competing with the very top players anyways. So I was like, this is good enough. Obviously I'd like to have more, but I'm going to have to wait for the next event in order to get more of those blue colored balls there. There still is a 1.5x gold balls limited time bonus. That's not as big though as it has been, so personally I might still save my arcade balls. Let's talk talents. Obviously, there are, kind of like with the other two Masterclass special modes, you're kind of going to have like a combat preset and then a buff preset, because most people are not going to have enough points to just max everything on this tab. So that's kind of what I was doing. This is like a combat preset here, and then I have another one where I'm focused on some of the other ones. For example, Essential Essence, summoning upgrades cheaper, Passion of the Summon, again, summoning bonuses, Absolute Stardom, summoning doubler bonuses. So those are all good. And then Tachyon Truth, that's another one that buffs stuff, but you don't really want points into these when you're actually fighting in Arcanist mode, because none of these really do anything to directly affect Arcanist mode. Even Primo Prisma, they're a little bit debatable, because you could say the bonus from the Vault is that you can hold down on a talent a certain number of times per day and reset it. So my thought with Primo Prisma was that I might just do something like that with Primo Prisma. I would want it on the preset that's going to be fighting, but I don't need to be trying to farm Prisma bubbles all the time. And then I was trying to focus on really putting it into the different things to get either more tachyons or just get like damage, attack speed, accuracy, defense, crit chance. I've been experimenting putting points in different things. I may shift some points back towards accuracy and defense because accuracy does start to matter a little bit more as you go along. Like, as soon as I was starting to get towards the end of World 1, accuracy was starting to matter a lot more. Especially, like, once you get to, like, walking sticks, you can see I'm only at a 50% hit chance. So, I am starting to think that Ghoulish Power may need some more upgrades into that. I may need to respec points out of something else. I didn't have any points in Arcane Crystals, but then I couldn't seem to pass some of the ones without being able to have the 10 Arcane mobs. So, because some of the portals required 10 to get through. Thoughts on the limited time gem shop? I mean, this one's helpful. It's an extra tachyon multiplier. Obviously, Arcane Rock is just if you're like, I don't know, if you're trying to min-max compete on this class and you're going to be playing at maximum efficiency, then you can buy this. Or if you just feel like there's some breakpoint you're trying to get past. Otherwise, it's not really something you buy every day. Elite's class swap is back. I did pick up that. The only two things I picked up from this thus far were the crown and the elite class swap. Cardifiers are there like all the time. Obols are in there a lot. And the problem with the Obols is you can get a lot of Obols that are just not that good. I really wouldn't mind trying to complete my multi-kill set, but it's a little costly to do, so I'm going to think about that. From the pack, one of the things you get is the Skill Shard Robe. Now, this one's really fascinating. Plus 100% bonus kills. I don't really even know what that means. And then you have plus 25% AFK gains multi. So I'm just imagining that situations where you might want to try and push towards like candying a monster material bubble, this seems like it might be a really interesting item. And I wonder in a lot of cases, is this going to be better than the... So the comparison is going to be against the 60% all AFK gain from the Abyssal Robe. Alright, so we're going to do a very unscientific test here, just comparing the Abyssal Robe with the 60% all AFK gain versus the Skill Shard Robe with the 25% AFK gains multi. Now obviously bonus kills isn't going to affect me if I sample a resource. We're just going to keep it real simple and just sample some copper ore here. I'm not going to change anything in between the samples. Just going to put on the swing the big pick. And then... Okay, let me just... Okay, so 2.5 trillion copper ore, 2.578 trillion copper ore versus... And with the Silk Shard Robe versus 3 trillion. Okay, so actually not as insanely better as I thought it would be, but it is better. So I would say Silk Shard is going to be the new sampling king. At least for me, it got me more gains just straight up. I thought with the multi, actually, it might be even crazier than a 500 bill difference on that type of a sample. But there is a lot of other stuff that goes into sampling, admittedly. This is pretty crazy. As you can see here, I need to resample on some of my characters. I'm pretty far behind on sampling. My attributes on my account allow for far more than I'm claiming. So, time to get some sampling done, that's for sure. So other notable things, you can now AFK on your Windwalker. That's pretty notable. You have to do the same process of collecting Aether Fragments, kind of like with the Deathbringer from active play. So I'll probably start on that in the next few days, and then I'll start pushing the remaining stuff I have on Windwalker. There are also 2 new upgrades to the Tempest Compass, one of which claims it guarantees stones to work, and the other one, yeah, I think it's going to be about filtering Tempest drops. I haven't unlocked it yet, but these are some really big quality of life things between the AFK Windwalker plus the additional Tempest upgrades. So big time Windwalker quality of life upgrades. So that's going to do it for this update video. Let me know what you guys think of this update in the comments. What do you think about the new premium items? What do you think about the Arcane Cultist and its abilities so far? I think the format of the talents and the Tesseract are very similar to the previous Masterclasses, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's given Lava a chance to kind of try to refine that particular format and see if he can sort of improve and iterate on the previous versions. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and there will be more coverage on this update hopefully soon.